We're on Raiders.com, and then released some photographs of the Raiders rookies from 2018. Here is Arden Key. He looks every bit the part of a pass rusher. This modern pass rusher that's not overly too big. If you think of some of the Raider pass rushers from yore, he reminds me of one of them. He's not nearly as big. So that guy, I think, was like 285 or something. He used to go on the Jim Rome show, usually with someone else. And Jim Rome used to talk down to him, and he was too dumb to know he was being talked down to. It's lucky for Jim Rome he didn't overturn the table like Chrissy Everett. Remember that? But I just hope this guy is going to be that complete package, that pass rusher, that Joey Bosa, that Chubb that we did not draft. Drafting him actually made me feel good about not drafting Chubb, because the Raiders got so much value in the first round for Miller. Because he would have been gone 8 picks later by the Patriots, whether they traded up or, stayed 8 picks later. The Raiders would have been stuck with, a low-end left tackle to protect Derek Carr in this draft, which was not a left tackle draft class. Not a very good one. So the Raiders got value there, and they got great value by selecting him later on. He had some issues, providing this isn't a jinx number. And this is not Aldon Smith, because he mentioned him. Providing it's not Aldon Smith, this is a great pickup. This is our version of Joey Bosa in the AFC West, and also now Chubb on Denver. This is kind of weird, because the Raiders, Kansas City, Denver, and now, I don't call them San Diego, but LA, they've never really all had great defenses. Now, the Raiders have a lot to prove, but you can see some things evolving there, where it could be a very competitive division as far as the offenses go. I'm just thinking back to like the 70s and stuff, where the Raiders in Pittsburgh and Miami used to go at it, and sometimes it was tough for the offenses to score. We'll have to see. I like our chances with Derek Carr. Now, who's number 11? I have a cheat sheet. I totally have a cheat sheet. That isn't, what's his name? That's Marcell Ateman. Marcell Ateman is a very tall wide receiver and brought in. And big, long, and fast. Sort of like Bryant, the Raiders just brought in. They definitely want some players on their roster, John Gruden, that have that sort of height and reach advantage to take advantage of little midgets like the Raiders safety, Kyle Joseph. Yes, he gets exploited versus these type of guys. They're sort of like tight ends, light tight ends. And remember, the Raiders had problems catching the ball last year, and I don't care what the stats say. You can look up the stats, and it'll say Seth Roberts only dropped 3 passes. I do not believe that. I think he dropped at least 50. I can't see his number. I don't recognize him. I could guess. I don't know the tattoos. Is that? Yeah, that's him, isn't it? That's Key. I have to go back to the tattoos. You gotta memorize his tattoos. What's he got, like a road map on here? God. Derek Carr is gonna be getting along with him. 75 is gonna be I'm gonna guess Parker. My cheat sheet? I don't put them in order, do they? Yes, Brandon Parker, offensive tackle. He's been called in to play right tackle right now, and Miller's going to start off at left tackle. But as Gruden said, there's no guarantee either one of them will be playing there. Gruden is not playing. 45 is going to be, is it Azim? Azim? I'll get these guys' names one time. Azim Victor is a linebacker. Some say we got great value by picking him so late in the draft. He's had problems in college. But this is why you bring in a guy like Johnson from Kansas City, who used to be an elite level linebacker in the NFL. You bring this guy in to mentor young guys like this. Because the Raiders have been drafting these guys and they haven't really had any mentors. That would, later in the season they'd go and pick up some guy or something. Didn't Riley come in like later in the season? Or they'll pick up some other guy like Bowman much later in the season. It's great that he's starting off with like a potential mentor in training camp for these guys, because Johnson can't stick around forever. He might not even stick around this season. He might not even make the roster. I guarantee none of his money is guaranteed. Who's that? That's the one I cannot get yet. Is that Mark Davis? Nah. Only one guy wears visors. That's got to be Chucky, baby. There's Key again. You can recognize him by his tattoos. If he has his helmet on, you don't recognize his face yet. Parker again. That'll be Aidman. We're playing, what do you call it? Flashcards? The kids, what the kids play? They want me to wear that hat? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious, Clark? What is that? I don't like those hats. I don't like that square style in the front. A hat should be tapered. If I want a big style in the front, I'll wear my Stetson. Even though right now it is, it's a little contour. They got his name on the helmet. Is that his name? Blacknail? Was that really his name on the helmet? It is. Blacknall. Saeed Blacknall. I don't know anything about this guy. This guy got no. It would really be nice for the Raiders to get their act together. Not everyone memorizes all the new guys on the roster. So, a lot of these guys are not even going to make the team. This is the first time we're seeing them. Captions would be nice. I look like 81. Maybe not. Wouldn't be same guy again, would it? And that's that fullback guy, the one they made a video on, and he was crying and stuff. I wonder how tall he is. He looks like he looks like a stump. That will be, you can just call him a fullback guy. He's a fullback. Where's his name? Oh, undrafted. Went past it. Microphones just blocked me. Nick Sciarga. He's only 44 years old. He fits perfect, right? And that is that guy, Ball. Tight end. Don't know anything about these guys. 80. It's got to be Jerry Rice, right? He said he's coming back. That's Saeed Blacknall again. Cheat sheet. There's Sciarga. That's good you put that sticker on there. But you should put a sticker down here called the caption. I mean, get with the program. This is supposed to be the official site of the Oakland Raiders. You would think that someone would think that that would be a good idea. There is Townsend. Here's an interesting story about Townsend and the Cuban kicker. They also signed. What's his name? Begins with a P. Here he is. Eddie Pinheiro. He was the place kicker for Florida State. They're both on the same team. Trevecchi might be in trouble. Because John Gruden pointed out, and I was concerned about this, he pointed out just how important the holding of the ball is. The placement. And it's not always going to come out great. You know, you're going to have a bad snap. I often mention this. When the Raiders, right before the Raiders hired John Gruden, they had these problems. I want to say the Raiders' long snapper had retired that they had for many years. And they brought in a bunch of different kickers and a new snapper, and it was just all over the place. The Raiders went 4-12 that year, and that was the year I think Bugle got fired and then Gruden took over. I want to say it was that year. I could be wrong, but it was around that time, and they had all these problems. It could be the next year. I don't remember. Could have been the first year of Gruden, and they only went 8-8. But they had problems with the kicking, in the holding the snap. And guess what? This year, the Raiders could have, of those specialists, you have 3 specialists, unless you want to count gunners and stuff. You have 3 specialists on special teams, and they are the place holder, the place kicker, the punter. 4 if you want to call the snapper. Those are your specialists. It's oftentimes the same guy. Usually the punt is, hold for the place kick is. Sometimes quarterbacks used to do it. Remember, Joe Theismann used to do it. Older Raider fans remember some of those guys. David Humm, I believe, did it for the Raiders. Sometimes it's a quarterback, like I said, but it's oftentimes a punter. They just keep them together because they don't want the quarterback getting a jam finger. He's usually a backup quarterback. But anyway, they work together. And this guy, the kicker, I don't know if they're going to have a picture of him. He's kicked like an 80-yard field goal before. They're both from Florida State. And that's going to be... Is that PJ Hall? I can't see. No, it's got a hair coming out the back. I think so. I think we got a good guess. It's hard to see their faces. That's PJ Hall. He's one of the guys I'm really excited about on the defensive line. Raiders have had no pass rush at all. I'm sick of people blaming the cornerbacks. They can't block cover forever. And that's what they have had to do. And stopping the run. This guy can bench press squat like 770, according to his coach. He's got low center of gravity. That is not a bad thing. That is how he was blocking all those field goals in college. I don't want that hat. Oh, skip the ad. Now that's going to be Maurice Hurst, right? 73? This guy is built like a brick house. Look at the size of his arm, his left arm. His bicep. This guy is a brick house. I am telling you, Raider fans, stop listening to those idiots on NFL Network and other Raider fans who copy them and say this is a shitty draft. The Raiders are going to lose. This sucks. Stop listening to them. I'm telling you, this is great. What the Raiders just signed. These guys are they're gonna make this guy over here set the record, 30 sacks. Oh, I mean it. He's gonna get at least 15 sacks, but probably 20 to 25. That's my prediction. Well, you naysayers who don't like my accent, like Cowabunga, man, gnarly. I'm a fan. I'm not a football guru. I'm not an X's and O's. I'm not going to sit there and analyze every play. You know what I analyze? Wins and losses. That's it. Just win, baby. Now this guy's going to do real good. He's going to be harassed all year long about his heart problem. I mean, I'm so sick of the media, the way they just keep on hopping on things. They never shut up. Once they get on one little story, they never shut up. That has got to be Key. Arden Key. Did I call him Alden Key? Oh, he's got to switch his name. It's his number as well. It's too close to Alden Smith. Too close. That guy was just... It's not often someone screws up that bad. As Gruden says, he can fly off of the edge. That's what he's there for. Flying off of the edge. It's like a little tank. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for all those Raider fans saying this sucks. And you suck. And I'm sick of all this. And the Raiders ought to trade Reggie McKenzie. No, John Gruden's in charge, first of all. And he's brought some great young players in, I believe. They have to prove it. But I think they can. See that whack right upside Reggie McKenzie's son's head. Head slap. This is going to be our Joey Bosa. I would have liked the Raiders to add Joey Bosa. But they decided on some other player. But they decided on Kyle Joseph. They would have had a trade out. He is one of the keys to the Raiders. There's Miller. He's got the most important job of all. To protect Derek Carr. Because Donald Penn doesn't look too good. What happened to his foot is not very good. I've seen many people chiming in about that. I've looked it up online, what the heal time is. And then the heal time for these things, if you look up medical things, is a long fucking time. That's what it says. It just says long fucking time on WebMD. And because those people who get that, just regular people, they don't have to go out there and block. I mean, Donald Penn is going to be kept around for as long as he's useful. Once he gets healed enough and he shows that he just can't handle this new offense, he's gone. That's my prediction. I don't see him starting the season. Others agree with me. Who is 65? Was that 63 and I'm seeing it wrong? Has to be 63. Alex Officer. He wasn't drafted. That doesn't make sense. Could that be him? Well, he switched the numbers. Was a typo someplace. Oh well, that's Tom Cable. You can tell by his bald head. Place a deposit. Cable is a big guy. He is not small. Look at Miller. Towering over him. It's all about technique. Oh, it looks like Cable lost a lot of weight. Working with Paga. He's got Cable has one of the most important jobs in the NFL right now. He was a former head coach, but right now he's got just as important of a job. Protecting Derek Carr. Derek Carr goes down, the season's over. That's another linebacker they signed. Undrafted free agent. Kabinda, I believe his name is. Some of these guys won't even make the team, but we don't know yet. Has to be another linebacker, Victor. And that is the end of the show. There you go. There's your new Oakland Raiders. Some of the players they didn't show there on this list. Eddie Pinheiro, rather. He took Shane Lechler's number. Watch out for him. Because he worked with him in college. They were a tandem, and the Raiders have a new long snapper. So that's one of the things that concerns me, as I said before. Having a new long snapper, potential new punter, well, definitely a new punter, and a potential new kicker, and all that continuity, all that gelling that has to happen. It's not good if it doesn't happen. Raiders, one of those years, went like 4-12 because of that. I think it was the last year that Jeff George, there was the Bugle year. The Raiders wanted Bugle, whatever. The players wanted him, and Jeff George had a big year. Napoleon Kaufman, I think, was the running back. He ran off a lot of home runs, and Raiders lost on field goals. They couldn't do anything. Couldn't get the job done. And that is one of the concerns. That concerns me more than middle linebacker. Because I believe the new defensive coordinator is going to be better than Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio, he handed off. He needed his, like I said in another video, his fall guy, which was Norton. Even though Norton was part of it, obviously. Jack Del Rio was definitely overseeing the defense. And then he handed it totally off to Pagano because he wanted someone else to take the blame. But Pagano turned the defense around and became middle of the pack. So the jury's out. on some of the players the Raiders have, and Gruden and his defensive coordinator, they obviously have done a lot of turnover because they have a particular idea in mind what they want to do. But I'm thinking that they're going to do a better job. And Jack Del Rio, who at times is too much of a friend to these players, and I don't think John Gruden's going to be their friend. And you can remember the phone interviews when they're on the draft day. Look at all those guys talking matter-of-factly to these draftees. They're really not acting too nice towards them, except McKenzie. Only McKenzie's acting all lovey-dovey, especially with the Parker guy, I believe. They must have hit it off like it was nothing else. But Gruden, total matter-of-fact. Cable, even more cold-blooded matter-of-fact. That's the theme of the Raiders this year. Cold-blooded matter-of-fact. And Raider fans, as I said, I'm going to keep on preaching it. Stay off those stupid websites and the television stations that keep on slamming the Raiders. All they're doing it for is to get you to go on there and click on their links and support them all that way and watch commercials and go buy crap. That's all they're doing that for. They know the Raiders didn't do that bad. They know John Gruden is at least trying to resurrect a team that they're lucky to go 6-10 last year. So get over the draft because you read someplace they had a bad draft grade. They had a killer draft on paper. They got a lot of value. Take it as a whole. Take it as the process. The process is unfolding. And guess what? After this little rookie minicamp is over, football dies for the summer. So go on vacation and forget about it. When you come back, that's when the process is going to restart. And that's when we're going to find out who these guys are and whether they can contribute. That's all I got to say.